Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover, and today I'm telling you about my rod, reel, and line selection for chatterbaits, soft-bodied swim baits, spinner baits, and other search baits. Every one of these little humps has got fish on them. So two of my favorite search baits are soft body swim baits, like a Rage Tail Swimmer from Strike King. I like to fish them with a extra wide gap hook and a bullet weight in front of them so I can vary the depth. I generally like fishing that around grass or in tight to cover. If I'm fishing open water on top of the grass, the chatterbait is one of my go-to search baits. And so we're in the upper 50s, moving into the 60s. We're 58.5 degrees right now. One of the main reasons that I like the chatterbait is a lot of flash, a lot of thump, but you can also fish it like a jig. I mean, that is what it is. It's a bladed jig. But you can fish it like a jig. You can hop it and pop it. You can slow reel it. You can slow roll it. But one of the keys to success with this type of bait is the right type of rod and the right type of reel. So I use the All-Pro rods, All-Pro Green, the APG series of rods. There are moderate action rods. They're the rods that bend a little deeper. They still have a lot of sensitivity and a lot of power in the butt section, but that extra bit of give allows that rod to preload. So when you make that cast and you're reeling it, that tip preloads. When you set the hook, if the fish misses it, it just keeps on retrieving, a lot like a crankbait rod. Not quite as a parabolic bend that a crankbait rod would have, but when that fish hits it, it just loads the rod up, you set the hook, and you just keep reeling. One of the other things I like about this Custom Pro reel from Lew's is it's got this little flip up hook keeper. Makes it easy to take your hook and hook it inside there. Whether it's a treble hook, a standard hook, worm hook, or whatever, if you've got the guards on your rod that are a little more difficult to get the hook inside, that little hook keeper on the reel makes a world of difference. Cool little feature. This is one of the longest cast and smoothest reels that I've used, and quickly becoming one of my favorites in the arsenal, and especially if I'm winding and grinding most of the day. So if you've ever fished a really fast action rod, it feels really good with a bladed jig, but if you've ever fished it on a more moderate action, like I said, you get that slight preload into it. You still have a lot of feel with that blank through construction, but plenty of power to set the hook, but you've got that more moderate action, that sweeping hook set, and the fact that fish is running at you when it hits the bait, you can catch back up to it, and if it happens to jump, it doesn't give the fish the advantage when it shakes that weighted lure where the weight's on the outside of its mouth. So I like these oversized wind grips that Lew's has gone with. Makes it easy to find when I'm casting, changing hands, makes it easy to grab, sure contact, sure grip, super comfortable for all day casting. But that 7.5-to-1 gives me the ability to go fast and burn it when I want to, or slow down and drop and hop and pop it. If I'm in the summertime when the fish are really aggressive, peak feeding times, I'll jump up to an 8.3-to-1, or if I'm fishing colder water in the lower 50s, sometimes even in the higher 40s, I'll drop down to that 6.5-to-1. So the right line, the right reel, the right setup. I'm using 30-pound Kansan braid, and I like to tie a leader in so it gives it that little bit of stretch, and if this thing hangs up, I don't have to break off 60 feet of line. So, all right guys, so that's it. That's my rod reel selection for fishing search baits and the reasons why I use it. If you agree, smash that thumbs up button. If you agree or disagree, leave a comment below and tell me what you think about these types of videos, and if you'd like to see more about my rod arsenal and why I choose a particular rod for a particular presentation.